It's The Law Show on CL 650. A comprehensive look at everything you need to know about the law.
Hey, and welcome to The Law Show on CL 650. I'm Zach Spencer, and today we're talking about a subject that is very stressful for people that are involved in car accidents. We have personal injury lawyers, Kevin Hyde, partner at McQuarrieHunter, and Nate Hartney, associate at McQuarrieHunter. Now, we've had other lawyers from McQuarrieHunter here with family law, and it's great that we have the personal injury department here. How many lawyers do personal injury at McQuarrieHunter?
We have about a group of 7 personal injury lawyers currently at McQuarrieHunter, but it's a fast-growing group there right now. Yeah, so McQuarrieHunter is an old law firm. Isn't this a big anniversary year, 2017? It is, Zach. It's actually our 50th anniversary this year. If I do the math correctly, that means McQuarrieHunter became a firm back in 1967, joining of 4 long-standing firms in New Westminster. And you are like very strategically located. We've talked about this many times, and we have we'll have our other guests on from McQuarrieHunter. Is that you're right at? I always get it wrong. It's Surrey Central City. Did I get it right? Central City Tower, right Central next City. To the new City Hall there. Yeah, and we're SFU's there. Yeah, the SFU campus is there, and you may know the Surrey Central Brew Pub. Oh no, we'll meet one day when you're off the clock. And also, it's conveniently located on transit, right? Exactly, just right next to a SkyTrain. Yeah, and the reason I bring it up, because that Surrey Central area really is very strategically located. So you get the Tri-Cities to the north. Exactly. You get New West and Richmond and Vancouver to the west, and then you get all of the Fraser Valley to the south and the east, right? Yes, we're not really a Surrey law firm. We're we have a whole broad area. I have clients all the way in Vancouver out to Mission. All right, so personal injury is when somebody's injured, and what now? Why don't you tell me what the percentage of people that come in to see you? Is it mostly car accidents?
It's tough to say because people get injured in a variety of ways. But there certainly is a lot of car accidents. Recently, there was a lot of slip and falls. We've had people coming to see us about that. But yeah, we do get a lot of people coming in that have been injured in car accidents.
Now, is it different here in British Columbia because you're dealing with a government-run insurer instead of individual insurance companies? So is it actually beneficial to you because you kind of understand how they operate? All of your cases are primarily with them? Exactly. Most of what I do is motor vehicle accidents and dealing with ICBC on a day-to-day basis, their adjusters and their lawyers and whatnot. Interestingly enough, I in my background, I actually used to work as a ICBC lawyer myself, and as did Nate for a period of time. So that's provided us with some valuable insight into how ICBC operates internally in dealing with these adjusters. And I've gradually transitioned since about 2014 into solely a practice of personal injury now. So how do you get to personal stories here? How do you get to personal injury? Like when you started at law school, what did you think you wanted to do, and how did you end up doing personal injury? It's always fascinating because every lawyer that comes on has a sort of a different route to where they end up. So we'll start with you, Kevin, first. How did you start in law? Well, when I started in law, I didn't think I'd be dealing with car accidents day in and day out. But really what drew me to this job after working for ICBC, obviously, I saw how it operated. I kind of saw how they're indoctrinated into believing almost every single claim. They start from the position that they're exaggerators, they're whiners, they're not as injured as they say they are, they're not getting the proper treatment and whatnot, rather than I see these cases and say, wow, this person's life has been turned upside down as a result of this accident, both personally, professionally, and not just the physical injuries, but the emotional toll it's taken on these people. And that kind of steered me over to the plaintiff side of things. And I took what I learned at ICBC and how it operates and brought that over to the plaintiff side, and I enjoy it much more, helping people whose lives have been essentially thrown for a loop as a result of this accident that's not the fault of their own. Now, Nate, where did you go to law school and how did you get into this?
So I went to law school at the University of Saskatchewan, which is actually where Kevin went as well. And we
Did you meet there?
We did meet there, yeah.
Yeah, we both had family there.
Yeah, and we had a law school hockey team, so Kevin and I played hockey together in the law school hockey team. And
so tell him it was a Division 1.
It was a Division 1.
Well, that's important.
ASHL hockey team.
Back when we used to be good. A long time ago.
We used to be good, yeah.
A decade ago.
So...
and is there a McQuarrie Hunter hockey team?
Not yet. But
You're working
we're recruiting lawyers solely off of hockey ability.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Exactly. So that's where we met. My family is originally from Saskatchewan, but I grew up in Burnaby and moved back here after university. And
wait. Are you Rough Riders fans?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
No, I believe that's not true necessarily. I think when we went to the game, we were the only two people wearing Lions jerseys.
Well, it was just
I think we got.
It was just trying to be different.
By halftime, we became Rough Riders fans for our own safety.
All I want to know is there a picture of you with a watermelon on your head? That seems to be the trend in Saskatchewan. Anyway, I interrupted your story.
No. Just my path as a lawyer. Basically, when I was in law school, I read a book by a lawyer named Jerry Spence. He's an American lawyer, very famous trial lawyer, and his career was comprised of criminal defense and personal injury. And I kind of decided that that's what I wanted to do. And so the only way to really get courtroom experience in Canada is to do criminal law. So I practiced criminal law for about 6 years, ran over 100 trials, jury cases, got a lot of invaluable experience. And about a year ago, I was kind of recruited to join McQuarrie Hunter and speaking with Kevin.
So that's the connection from law school then? That's
the connection, and they hired me to come in and join them as an experienced trial lawyer. And it's from my perspective, the best firm in the Lower Mainland. The people there are fantastic, and really fortunate to be there.
And that's what we're doing. We're looking for good trial lawyers as well. I knew Nate had a ton of experience in court and is very comfortable advocating for his clients if it has to go to trial. So that way, if ICBC, I'll get into this after, but most of the claims do settle. But when you have to keep them honest, it's good to take them to court every now and then, especially in a case where they're not being fair, they're not being reasonable to a client, they're not coming to the table with decent money. In that case, McQuarrie Hunter, our lawyers are more than ready to, we have a lot of good trial lawyers that are more than ready to take it before a judge if need be.
It's interesting in the different sort of facets of law that a lot of lawyers don't go to court, right? And we kind of all assume that you have that, Your Honor, those moments, but it's a skill, right? You have to practice.
Well, there's various skills you need to be a good personal injury lawyer, and of course one of them is negotiating and advocating on behalf of your client, but you also have to be good in court. And our personal injury team, we have people with various skills, and we have people that just rather, like Nate, who rather spend all their time in a courtroom. But that's not always the case, but it's good to have it if needed.
All right, so why don't you, Kevin, as a partner of McQuarrie Hunter, tell us what advantages you think your firm has in this area of law? Well,
I look at other personal injury firms out there, and there's great ones out there. I know you've had another one on this show, very respected lawyers, very competent. And then there's other firms out there that seem to just be what we'd call a personal injury mill. They're bringing in a lot of clients, almost too many clients that they can't manage each of these files, and they're turning them over very quickly, putting very little effort into building that plaintiff or the client's case, and putting forward put them in the best possible position to get the fair settlement from ICBC. And that's not what we're about. As I said, we have a team of about 7 personal injury lawyers right now, and we meet with every client from day one at the first meeting, explain the process to them the first time. And of course, they don't grasp everything the first time, explain it again and again and again as needed, and steer them through the process and give them our opinion from our experience and our group's experience. It's not just one lawyers. We work as a team all the time on these files, and you're getting the benefit of 6 or 7 opinions at times. Our personal injury group meets once a month and talk about all our more recent files or files that are getting close to trial, and share ideas and opinions on how to strategically handle it. And in each and every client, we do this for. We're not in a rush to sell their claim. We're trying to just take them to that point where they're in the strongest position possible, and we've got a fair dollar amount from ICBC. And if not, as I was saying before, then we're going to trial.
Well, I've heard in the past that a lot of these firms that are, pushing clients through is they never go to court. And that's a real differentiator between firms that will get the most for you because of that threat. And that's where somebody like Nate comes in. He likes going there and challenging the establishment and saying, listen, we need more for our client. And that's one of the things you should look for in a firm, is that they are willing to go if need be. Right?
Exactly. And ICBC
They keep a record of
They
this,
keep
right?
track of all this.
Yeah.
They know which firms go to court. They know which firms are just turning over files quickly and moving on to the next one. And that's reflected in the settlement amount that they're willing to put on the table.
So are you missing the criminal law, or are you finding this fun?
I miss it dearly.
I don't think your wife does, though, with the phone calls at 2 a.m. in the morning from prison.
My wife is certainly a lot happier with my lifestyle now, that's for sure.
And you have a newborn, or a recent addition to the family,
That's right. So my lifestyle is certainly a lot better now, but the clients are great. It's a totally different thing, but it is, at the end of the day, all about the clients, and you're really helping an individual.
Now, we have had different partners on from Macquarie Hunter about family law, and they are dealing with people at a very stressful time in their life, working through a divorce or a separation. But I would suspect that personal injury is one of those areas of law where you have the same kind of contact. It's really hand-holding, getting people through a very tough time. Not like real estate law where it's just a lot of paper shuffling. This is really where you're really personally engaged with these people, right?
It is, definitely. People are coming to us at an all-time low in many cases. Some of these injuries that they thought would resolve after a couple of months are ongoing. And as I was mentioning before, it's not just the physical toll it takes on them, but it's the mental toll as well. And it affects their life, from their sleep disruption from these injuries, their fatigue level, to becoming more irritable, affecting all their relationships. I've been in meetings where sometimes the person's partner comes in and I say, well, how's this affected? Have the injuries at all affected your mood or your anxiety level? And the person just goes, oh, no, not really. And I'm looking over at their partner and they're just shaking their head saying this person is a completely different person since the accident.
And they don't realize it because they're the one affected. It's the family members that feel it, right?
Yes, exactly. And that's where we're there to help. And we're not only there to guide them through the process with ICBC. A part of that is that we build their case by getting and sending them, if needed, case-by-case basis, but if needed, to medical experts and medical specialists who will draft a report for them or whatnot and put them in a better position to deal with ICBC. But on the flip side, it gets them the treatment that is recommended in these reports from these specialists that we send them to, that skips the queue, and they get some answers right away to help them get better. So we assist there as well. All
right, we're going to get more into all of these different facets of personal injury law. We have Nate Hartney, associate at Macquarie Hunter, and Kevin Hyde, partner at Macquarie Hunter in Surrey, talking about personal injury. And we're going to get into what has been happening in Vancouver, a record winter. I think we had snow on the ground for 7+ weeks overall. It was a crazy time. So we'll talk a little bit about that and how it affected car accidents, slips and falls, those sorts of things, next on The Law Show on CL 650.
There's more of the show still ahead. This is The Law Show on CL 650.